that. The reason that we've invited you here this morning is we want to celebrate a storytelling workshop that we have done with our children, families, from the Haven Project. And we've got a little exhibition of work this morning all around the cafe for you to look at. And we have a brilliant storyteller this morning who's going to read our final story that all came together with help from some of our parents and children. And so that would be brilliant. So as I say, we started off on Monday. We took a walk down to Silverknowes Beach. And I don't want to give too much away, but the story kind of unfolded from there. A change in the weather, things that we've seen in the sea, and the children were fantastic at using their imaginations. And on day 2, we had Mike Nicholson, who is a professional children's author, came along to the project and helped extract all these ideas, put them all together and get inspiration from the children and the parents and get them to describe everything that they saw on that walk down the beach using their imaginations, which was fantastic. Mike went away overnight on the Tuesday, put the story together, came back on the Wednesday morning and told us the story, and the parents and the children absolutely loved it. We then had Angela Austin, who is the resident arts worker here in North Edinburgh Arts. She came along the Wednesday and helped the children do all the illustrations, all the pictures that you see in the walls. We all did a self-portrait as well. So that informed the book. So from the inspiration from the story, then came all the pictures. So starting from the very top, The Pirate's Storm, which is the name of the book, and you'll see how it gradually unfolds. I'm not going to give too much away. As part of our summer programme at the Haven Project, we continue relationships with our parents, families, carers, and as part of our summer programme, we have this idea of a storytelling project, which is our sort of continuing commitment to the personal development of the children and parents in education and learning. And I have to say it's been a fantastic experience for everyone involved. So we hope you enjoy it, hope you have fun with it. It's going to be interactive. If you want to take part in it, please feel free. Alex is now going to tell you a little bit of how we struck up our relationship with Mike.
It was a very chance encounter, I think. Mike himself had. I knew Mike from my previous my involvement with Muirhouse Youth Development Group. Mike was a consultant with Craighead Institute, and actually bumped into him in Craig Royston Primary School car park. I was like, Mike, what are you doing here? And he was dropping flyers with the primary school. He does a 60-minute story with children. He's completed a P3 and a P4 class since then at Craig Royston Primary School. But I was in the middle of working with the Haven team on a Big Lottery community and family application, and an idea popped into my head, summer programme, maybe writing a story with children and families. So we sort of sat down, talked, and now really is what you can see up on the walls and what you'll hear very shortly. I did, in the meantime, this is sort of one of Shaden's plug for Mike. I ordered this book for my young nephew, Thistle Street, which is a Braw Scott story for bairns, which Mike is the author of, which is a fantastic book. I'm sure Mike will tell you how you can get hold of it. And also, when he came in, he'd also done another book, which was also probably more of an inspiration for what we've done today, and that really confirmed that we'd like to go ahead with the week, and here we are. So, yeah, thank you.
Can I introduce you to Claire McNicol, who is a professional storyteller, and she is going to do the story with families and children. It's going to be quite interactive. We were kind of waiting on a couple of other children coming along, so Claire's going to do you.
Okay, that's great.
I'll just let you hand you over to Claire.
Well, it's a real privilege to be here to get a chance to read this marvellous story that this group have created. And they've been absolutely marvellous because they've stepped up today and said that they'll help me tell the story. So I want to introduce you to the cast. And here we've got Captain Crammond, played by David. And Tricia is the mermaid Maya. Her mum, Jean, is playing Gypsy Bray. Kelly is playing Gracie. And Sharon is playing Fluffy Mermaid. We've got Gavin playing Long John Silvernoise. And Mike is playing part of the seagull. I'm really aware this is very hard for my deal with the casting and background and Alex is really trying to do something like that. But whilst he's doing his best, so we can do, not only this cast is going to assist the story, but actually everybody's going to assist. So there's some joining in bits which we'll practice before I start. So there's some pirates, as you can see. And the pirates have a bit of a song which you'll probably know, but we're just going to run through it. Was it this? Ready? When I was 1 on the day I went to sea, I jumped aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, going back over the Irish Sea. A bottle of rum to fill my tum and that's the life for me. When I was up my shoe the day I went to sea, I jumped aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forward and backward over the Irish Sea. A bottle of rum to fill my tum and that's the life for me. Okay, you've got it? Excellent. There's a bit of a storm which happened in real life on Monday, wasn't it? Quite a popular storm. Yes. So we're going to reenact the story today and I need your assistance in this. So when I talk about the big raindrops falling, I need you all to do like this, okay? Okay. And then we'll build the storm. I'll tell you when to build it. So then you're going to do like that, and then you're going to do feet, also other feet, take other feet. Just leave your hands, this and then that. Okay? Nice. Anything else we need to get you to practice before we start? I think that's about it. We'll do another little bit of practice of another pirate song just in case we decide to use that. I think we might use it at the end. So it goes like this. Diddly-idle, diddly-idle, die, diddly-idle, die. Can you try that? Diddly-idle, diddly-idle, die, diddly-idle, die. Diddly-idle, diddly-idle, die, diddly-idle, die, diddly-idle, diddly-idle, diddly-idle. This is going to really test you because you have to get up so you go hi-ho, skiddery-do, rum-tum-tiddly-yum-tum-tum. Hi-ho, skiddery-do, rum-tum-tiddly-yum-tum-tum. Hey, try that last bit, ready? Hi-ho, skiddery-do, rum-tum-tiddly-yum-tum-tum. Hi-ho, skiddery-do, rum-tum-tiddly-yum-tum-tum. Okay, we're ready to start. Just going to get a glass of water before we start this. The pirate storm. There was no way the boy could have known that he would soon be changed to mud. Everything had appeared to be normal as he walked through Muir House. There were the familiar rectangle houses and the shops. There was a Scotland flag hanging off the balcony and stone animals decorating some of the gardens. Pigeons paraded around on the grass beside an abandoned settee. Then as he headed onto the cattle track and towards the beach, the scenery changed completely. The boy loved this place with its long grasses, its pink and yellow flowers, and its busy bees with the art of making honey. Everything here was different, and as he carried on past the golf course to the beach, he took in the view over the top of the tea room and on to Fife, gazing at the islands which sat in the water like melted wax. A distant, dark shape in the sea caught his eye, and for a moment he imagined it might be a pirate ship. And I imagine he maybe heard strains of the pirate songs. We sing the pirate song when I was one. When I was one, on the day I went to sea, I jumped aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forward, backward, over the Irish Sea. I bottle around to fill my tum, and that's the life for me. When I was 2, I buckled my shoe the day I went to sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forward and backward, over the Irish Sea. I bottle around to fill my tum, and that's the life for me. Above him, the summer sky was studded with white clouds of every shape and texture. Bumpy ones, wavy ones, fluffy ones. As other people walked their dogs or headed to the bike track, the boy went on the sand in search of shells. No one had any idea that a storm was brewing. Deep under the sea, life was going on as normal. In the seabed superstore, the mermaids were having a most relaxing time.
This was such a good idea coming out with you,
said Gypsy Bray as she picked items from the seashells. Said Maya, picking out a beautifully patterned shell bikini from a rack and holding it up for size. And that Long John Silver looks as if he's been attacked by rats.
Shopping with them takes ages because they are so easy. They grabbed everything and stuffed their pockets and they didn't even pay for half of it.
She threw straighteners and dye into her floating trolley. She was desperate to sort out her hair, which had been particularly rough and sticky recently.
I bet they'll be furious if they find out we're here with them,
said Fluffy anxiously.
well, we hate just make sure they didn't can,
said Gypsy Bray with a smile, as the mermaids drifted up and down every aisle of the shop. The seabed superstore had lots of tempting things on offer. There were freshly caught mussels and oysters, a new recipe of lobster and eel curry, and there was a stall where you could try crab sticks. Not only that, but sandwiches were buy one, get one free. And there was a display of cans of seaweed killer to tempt any gardener. Eventually, the mermaids emerged from the superstore, their splendid scaly tails wafting them gently as they effortlessly pushed their trolleys chock-a-block full of new things towards the surface. But as they did so, a pair of eyes watched them from above. A lone seagull had seen everything it needed to see, and it turned away from the contented shoppers and flew off. The scraggy bird was Captain Crammon's trusty lookout, and soaring high above the water, the gull soon descended towards the anchored pirate ship, wings straight and sure, like a plane coming into land. The one-eyed captain was at the ship's wheel, with Long John Silver sitting beside him on top of a treasure chest bulging with jewels.
The mermaids are away shopping without you,
Squawked the telltale seagull as it landed.
Oh, they are they?
Roared Captain Crammond, his beady bulging eye glaring into the depths of the sea.
Well, we'll soon see about that.
From deep in his coat pocket, he pulled out the storm stone, shaped like a dinosaur bone. The black rock had sparkling white marble like frosted icing on a cake. With a fierce throw, Captain Crammond launched the magical stone into the air, and with an explosion, every hit of blue sky disappeared. Darkness descended, and white clouds turned to black. A wild wind erupted. Can you make the wind? And then the rain began. Can you give me these drops? Just keep going with these drops until I tell you to have it. No horror or lizzle or drizzle. This was serious stuff. Every drop was enormous, each one like the size of a water balloon, which could drench anything in an instant. Bobbing on the surface of the sea, the mermaids were preparing their bargains when Gypsy Bray glanced up at the rapidly changing sky. Girl! Was all she had time to say before hell broke loose. The wind swirled. The rain soaked them and the changing tide left them soggy and irritated with emerald seaweed. above their heads like a dozen scary drums, and a white camera flash of lightning forked through the sky and stabbed into the water beside them.
I want my mum.
Screeched Gracie. We need to escape, cried Gypsy Bray as Captain Crammon's bellowing laugh echoed through the storm clouds towards them. Desperate to get away, the mermaids dived down and down and down like planes in formation to reach the quiet safety of the ocean depths. High above them, the storm continued to rage, and as the thunder rumbled on, Captain Crammon stood firmly on the ship's sloping deck amidst a rushing flood of seawater, roaring in triumph at the fury he had unleashed.
Yeah, Captain, what's that?
Said a nervous voice beside him. Long John Silver was pointing with a gnarled finger at a large log being tossed in the bubbling sea.
Yeah, looks like part of our ship.
With an ear-splitting creak and a crack like snapping bones, the planks began to break up beneath their boots. There was a cry from Gasworks Gary up in the crow nest as he toppled out and fell into the sea, joined seconds later by all his shipmates as the sea became full of ship splinters. On the shore, the boy from Muirhouse stood mesmerised. He couldn't see the sinking ship, but he watched in amazement as a storm like nothing he'd seen before consumed the sky around him. Everyone else had run for cover in the nearby forest, but they found little shelter there. The rain forced its way through the leaves and the wind moaned ghostly whispers in the branches. Pine cones rattled down to hit the earth like lumpy brown diamonds. But at least everyone here was more protected than the boy, as with the storm's last gasp, an enormous wave full of sand and shells of every shape engulfed him and changed him into mud. As the wind calmed and the water settled, the pirates were washed up on Crammond Island, left with nothing. In the coming days, they were forced to fight with the greedy seagulls for pieces from people's picnics and to scrap with the island's magpies for anything remotely shiny. Life for the mermaids was far more pleasant down in the depths. They continued to shop without any fuss, though for weeks afterwards they had to dodge pieces of broken ship, floating as though dumped by fly-tipping pirates. On the bright side, occasional pieces of treasure also drifted their way, adding very nicely to their jewellery collections. And as for the boy who had changed to mud, well, he walked home from the beach, back up the cattle track, past the high-rise flats, the chippy and the carvery with its baked potatoes. He stank of salt and fishy seaweed and dripped gritty sand as he went. He looked like some kind of monster from the deep, but in Muirhouse, nobody noticed.
Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks a lot, Claire. That was fantastic. I was just wondering if the mums and dads and children that were involved could just have a stand up so you could actually see who was involved in the whole project. Stand up.